Hey guys, Cowboy Gamer here, or as some of you know me, Michael. So my channel is probably going to be switched over. Content just wasn't working very well for video games. I burned out a video card, and quite frankly, I just don't have the money to replace it. Lately, also, my ambitions are kind of going Lego. And Lego used to be a hobby of mine way back when I was a child. So what my goal is to start working on different Lego creations and slowly transition my channel into Lego and see if it works well for that. That being said, one of the first things I'm working on currently is a giant video game modular mock. Pretty much I wanted to do this for the last couple of months, and I have a little bit of money, and I've been finding easy ways of purchasing very cheap brick. So I've been doing that, and that's actually what is all over this table. It's just tons and tons of bricks. I do not have enough to create what you see before me, but over the last month and a half, I have been working on my first segment, or my first what in Lego terms, 232 by 32 plate setup. The holes at the bottom are pegs to allow me to make this modular, so I can pretty much create sections that then I stick together and slowly build this mock out over time and make it larger and larger and larger, and we'll just see how it goes. My inspiration for this, I mean, as you guys have seen, my channel always has been video games, but kind of over just looking into the Lego community and all, I started to buy up a few things and start making some stuff. So, as you can see, Thunderjaw from Horizon Zero Dawn I have purchased. Reinhardt and Diva, these are just a set that you can easily buy. Lego created. But other than those two, all the rest up here is all custom made by a designer that I purchased the instructions and all the pieces and then made. So my goal is to get at least what you see here, except for the Mr. Grinch in the background, get this all onto one mock. This will not all fit on my mock right here. This is just the first segment, and quite frankly is only partially large enough to hold the Thunderjaw, which is what my goal is to actually put the Thunderjaw in this. So I designed this beginning segment, and we're going to see over the next couple of weeks how many of the pieces I have for it, and then how much more I'm going to have to purchase, and how expensive or inexpensive that will be. But for now, you're going to watch me try and build this while following the instructions. A cool program I found, once I built this, it allows me literally to piece out every single part as it goes into here and kind of make my own instructions. So, sit back and relax, and we will see how this goes. By the way, custom camera stand for your guys' viewing pleasure, just to see if this works or not. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But we're going to try something and see how it goes. The other hard part about all of this is literally finding out if I have the right amount of pieces and where they all are on this giant table. So bear with me as I make a lot of mistakes. But we'll do this for like 30 minutes, and then at the end we'll see if it was good. Also, I'm going to start building chunks, and then I'm going to realize I don't have the pieces I need. And then we're going to have to kind of pivot back and do something else, because what's the goal? Well, and here we're already at the first one that I don't have the pieces. Hopefully this mock will have a whole bunch of video games represented. I already mentioned the Horizon Zero Dawn, but I'm hoping to also do, Pac-Man, Overwatch, you've got Titanfall, Mario, Zelda, all the Nintendo franchises. We'll just keep going to town and see what sticks and what doesn't. And if you guys enjoy it, I mean, let me know. And then I will go from there. Also, as I'm doing this, when I was doing the instructions, it's not super great on how it works out. So sometimes I realize that I should have done it a different way. So it's a quick piecemeal to find out, do I even have the right pieces? And if not, yep, I do. So this is the first change I'm doing. That. Initially I had that as 1x4s and 1x2s, but that's good enough. And kind of, I hope you guys see what I'm already trying to accomplish with this. Mountain will be here, road will come along, and then hopefully the Thunderjaw stand will fit here. And hopefully I've positioned this all correctly so that it fits. Actually, we should probably test it out quick and just make sure that it works. We'll have to do multiple tests throughout, otherwise. And hopefully that also, the head won't affect the mountain. And again, we'll just be going at this a little at a time. And if you guys don't like it, let me know. If you guys do, I'd love to hear it. And hopefully keep building this out to something really great. Or, I mean, something pretty cool. I'm gonna have to, at some point, I'm gonna have to purchase all these gray tiles and get them to come in so we can actually make this road a little nicer. Also, while I used white for most of my instructions, I don't need to because most of these tiles and bricks will be hid. So half the trouble is just making sure I get the right ones in the right places. So, and I'm probably going to make mistakes just because I did a couple of times already make mistakes. Yep. I had certain piece holders down just to hold these. I'd rather have two 32x32s, but I had to go with 16x32s. Unfortunately, just a problem with what I had on hand. And not the greatest plan, but it's what you have to do some days. Actually, I might still just go with this. And then just a 2x2 just to fix it. A bunch of these bricks I actually got from just a store in town. They started selling Lego, and I wanted to be I wanted to try it out and just see how they were. If it was worth it for me to buy them, if it was a good idea, if it wasn't. Some of these are in the correct spot. I'm just trying for now to see. And hopefully this will just be a huge mock. I don't know how many segments I might actually go in the long run. If I will do a whole bunch, a few, it's kind of just going to be as money allows. And if money doesn't allow, I won't be buying more pieces to make the next segment, but I have been asked to judge a Lego building competition, and for you guys joining me on the channel, I'm not the greatest builder, from what you just saw from my first segmented mock, I'm not that good. But that doesn't matter, because one great thing about building with Lego is you only get better. You learn new tricks, you learn new tips, ideas, and then eventually you just start to do your own thing. And that's kind of the cool aspect of it. I mean, when I was designing this, I didn't actually put enough through here, so I'm gonna kind of just have to make do, and we'll see what pieces I made mistakes on. Also, I had a design for certain pieces being in certain locations. I actually wasn't able to purchase and get many of the pieces, and in my buying, I actually found out that I couldn't easily get the pieces I want for a good value. So what I have to do is go from there and just start putting pieces down and see if it works. And just putting my own ideas of pieces down. So this was actually supposed to be a 6x8, but since I don't have a single 6x8, I've got a 4x8 and a 2x8 plate, and we'll try that. And this will all be plated out on either side. But again, for now, it's just a test. See if it works. So, I also, funny thing, these instructions, you kind of have to move them around. And you could tell me, since I made the instructions, why am I literally lifting pieces and putting it back down? If I wanted to spend the next 20 to 30 hours and go through this 1,000 different instructions and get it all right, I could. I get the fact that these should have been down first, so I can get it down. But for ease, and quite frankly, to get your guys' opinion of all this, I want to just do this, and you guys watch all the failures and my first attempts, and hopefully I will inspire you guys to try and do this as well. I mean, maybe you guys will think this is kind of interesting and start putting down your own pieces and designing your own plans, and that's cool. That would be great. But I mean, if you want to get into Lego, get into Lego. I'm not here stopping you. I'm just here coming up with my own ideas, and hopefully they work. But it's a slow process. All right. Now, let's see, this is the first issue. Well, we can solve it. This is something I didn't, I planned for in my instructions about not needing this piece, but that would have worked if I would have had these 8x6s. It wouldn't be a problem at all. I don't have those, so I have to put in extra studs to make everything better. Otherwise, this would have just been laying on one piece, and quite frankly, when I have all the weight going on this, it is going to be a lot of weight. And I don't want to make mistakes and screw this up. Great tool. didn't even know about this for a long time is this Lego separator. It's just great. I actually destroyed my fingers multiple times working on different pieces on some of the Thunderjaw specifically. Just destroyed my fingers for an entire couple of days. Alright, there should be enough pieces underneath there to support it pretty well, at least, I hope. I'm probably going to add another one of these just to make it a little stronger. If I did this right, this should be 24. $18. Oh, I need another one. There. It should be 8 from the edge. Which is exactly right. So solid so far. Now the hard part, I've got some random holes in here which I want to kind of make the road not just all this nice flat tile. I want to do some more with it. Well, for now, I think we're just going to have to wait on this piece, and we'll have to go on from the model. Alright, guess we're doing another. Alright, and then I need another 2x8. Alright. And then what I'll do is I will just build up on this. There'll be tons of bricks down, and we'll layer this up into a kind of a hill, or a sloping hill, a small slope. So next, we get to start building in this. And this should be just slightly offset in the long run. If I remember, yep, my plan. Offsetting Lego isn't required all the time, but sometimes just when you're going to have an intersection, it just works better to do it that way. This was another piece right here that didn't have to be there. The hard part is making sure I have all of the types of brick I want to do everything I want. And some of these are kind of dirty. I could clean them, but I just think it would take too long in the grand scheme of things. And like, it's not that big of a deal that these are dirty because they aren't going to be seen. I'm just going to bury all this So it's not really that important. At least for now it isn't. Also, I've got all of these all these extras. No, that's actually wrong, because this is just holding it on for now. What I'll probably do is get some more different types of pieces in here. Some of these 2x2s work great because, again, this is just a layer, and if I had access to more pieces, I would sad thing is I have tons of other colors and randomness. It's just there's only so much you can do with what you want. Alright. Then again, this will be there, and then I'm going to be putting a segment here. What I'm probably going to just do is I'm going to make this the in. The cool thing is these will just snap together. So for now, I'm going to build this on this side, being the ones that need it. And we'll see how this works out in the end. Again, an idea is only as good as the person making it and contemplating it and creating it, and then if this all falls apart, it all falls apart. I will say this is at least a lot more colorful than what I initially did. It was just so white and kind of drab, but I did the white because initially I had more white Lego than anything else. Alright, so next major amount is going to be getting this done. Also, I'm probably going to make changes to this a little bit. One of the things I thought about one night and wanted to do, but just kind of forgot after I thought about it, I kept going on and working on the plan, was this road actually is going to slowly start to go up a hill. So eventually I'm going to have to change this a little bit and add a little more height to it. But for now, it's not that big of a deal. We got a long time before we get to that height. And so this should now be 2 away from the edge. So this is our first kind of fairly good layer. That worked out way better than I expected. Another problem is these will kind of bow a little bit. They won't sit perfectly flat. Even when I've added all this weight to it, it's not going to work out. So I might have to make some small adjustments. But we'll see. For now, I'm very pleased with that. I might just go on. I've got more, so that's good. I've got more plates to do what I need. At least I hope I have more plates to do what I need. one of the greatest things about Lego that I've realized over the past few months is just how relaxing it is. Just follow instructions. How just to keep doing what you're doing and build. It doesn't have to be amazing. I mean, I make mistakes all the time. Actually, my first attempt at a lot of stuff was, I mean, I destroyed it, and I've got plans online that just are sitting there and are useless because I don't like them. I thought they were a good idea at the time, and then I got into it and decided, you know what? No, I really don't like what this is becoming. So I left it. It's still there and all, but it's just not useful for me until I go in and be like, decide to change this. Eventually, the more segments I build on, I mean, I still want to do Pac-Man, and I'm working on designing. There is a Pac-Man I found online, a lot of other cool things. Cuphead stuff, Batman. I mean, the list could go on. I'll have to actually bring in, I've got a write-up of all the different scenes I want to put on this, all these different segments on this one giant mock, and I'll go through it sometime with you guys, but for now, we're gonna just try this. All right, it looks like we are on to what's next is going all the way across here and here with more pieces. For now, I'm actually short a bunch of 2x4, that's what these bricks are called, and I have them, but just not easily accessible right now. So for now, we're going to call this video an end. Let me know what you think, if this is something you want my channel to be doing, if you think this is a new idea or something cool. Also, leave comments about what other video games you'd like me to represent. Final Fantasy, and understand that there's only so much you can do with minifigs and all the different pieces. You can't make everything, and I mean, you can if you got the willpower to do it and the time intensity to do every single piece. But for now, I'm making this as easy as possible for me. And since I'm a novice at all this and no master builder, it's gonna take time and a lot of mistakes. But let me know what you think, and you guys have a great day.